So did you ever feel like you're doing everything right at work? For example, following all the orders, finishing within the timelines, working late till night. Yet, appreciation, promotion, all the recognition is going to someone else who barely lifts a finger. Like the corporate life has these secret codes that only some people seem to know. Now, it's not that you are less capable, it's just that the others probably know the unspoken rules of corporate. Now, in school, the rules are written on the blackboard. In college, the professor reads them out aloud. But in corporate, these real rules are invisible. And you only learn them the hard way when you are passed up for a promotion, sidelined in meetings, or quietly ignored in the office. But not anymore. Because today, in this episode of Freshers GPT, I am going to give you the ultimate hidden cheat sheet. The 8 unspoken rules of corporate survival that no one will tell you, but secretly everyone follows. And you definitely want to watch this video till the end because the last 3 rules, they are total game changers. They are actually going to decide if you will stay stuck forever or grow in your career. So stay with me till the end, and before that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. Rule number 1. Never outshine your boss. Let's be honest, egos usually run the show. And the fastest way to trigger that ego is outshining your boss. Because no matter how good you are, if your boss feels threatened by you, you won't grow. Because see, corporate is a game of power, and making your boss look good keeps you in the game. Because you might feel that you are impressing leadership, but in reality, you are actually making your boss feel replaceable. Because see, what will happen is that you will suddenly notice that your projects are getting sidelined, your ideas are getting dismissed, fewer opportunities are coming your way. Now, that's not usually bad luck, that's corporate survival instincts at play. Now, let's talk about a situation. Just for example, that you prepare a very killer report and present it directly to your senior, like the highest leadership. And next week, what happens is your boss very conveniently forgets you to include in another project. Why? Because they don't want you to be in the spotlight again. So, what you can do instead? Start sharing credit. For example, you bring an idea in the meeting, and instead of presenting it as all yours, you can frame it as a suggestion that you have received from your team, including your boss. Now, you still shine, and even your boss looks good. Now, that keeps you safe and growing for the long term. Rule number 2. Relationships matter more than you think. Now, you can be the smartest person in the room, but if no one really likes you, you will not rise. Because trust me, corporate success is half based on the skills and half based on the relationships that you build. And promotions often happen because someone in a closed door meeting definitely said, yeah, I think she's dependable. And if you talk about lone wolves in corporate, they don't survive because you will keep on working harder and wonder why always others are climbing faster. Just for example, a colleague you randomly catched up over lunch or a coffee or had a good conversation with might be the same person who later says, yeah, I think she'd be good for this project. Let's loop her in. So always try building real connections and don't just ask about work all the time. Try to ask about their weekend plans, maybe what are their hobbies, share a laugh, just try to know them. And always try finding a mentor because they can pull you into those rooms which you can't enter. And network laterally, not just upwards, because trust me, you never know which of your peers can grow into managers in your future. Rule number 3. Praise publicly, criticize privately. If you have to. See, work usually runs on reputation, and one careless public criticism can label you as a difficult person. Because understand this, public shaming builds enemies faster than anything else. Because people hate being embarrassed in front of the others, and trust me, it sticks longer than the praise. Because see, what will happen is that your colleagues will gradually stop trusting you. Your managers might avoid looping you in for the bigger projects. And what can also happen is that very slowly or gradually, you can be blacklisted from all the growth discussions that happen at your work. So if ever you have any sort of an issue, be it with your manager, your colleague, your boss, your any other person in the hierarchy or in the same position as you, try addressing it privately and professionally always. Just for example, that someone in a meeting has made a mistake in the presentation and you notice that and point it out saying that that's wrong or that's incorrect in front of 10 people, then you have made an enemy for life. So instead of that, what you can do is you can simply say, interesting point, maybe we can refine it further. Let's discuss after the meeting. Now, see, it is actually the same message but with zero damage to your relationships. Pro tip time: if you want loyalty at work, master the art of saving face, which simply means that you need to protect people publicly and correct them privately. Trust me, they'll remember you for life. Rule number 4: never say, "That's not my job." Want to get stuck at the same position for years? Keep saying, "That's not my job. Oh, that's not my work. Do it yourself." Because the ones who step up and take initiative, they are the ones who get noticed, promoted, and respected. See, your manager will never think of you when it comes to bigger roles because you have already branded yourself as minimum effort. For example, what you can do is, if your team is struggling with any sort of a problem or any sort of a glitch or issue, even if it's not your job, just offer to help, because these small moves actually create big career moves more than you realize. Pro tip: be flexible. Learn to say, "Sure, I can help on this," occasionally. It shows initiative, but also try setting your boundaries, because otherwise people will just start dumping everything on you, and you don't want that. Rule number 5: be the solution person, not the complainer. World has enough people pointing out problems, but very few give solutions. And guess who gets remembered? The ones who give solutions. And if you are someone who constantly keeps on complaining and never suggests any fixes, congratulations, you are a background noise and also replaceable. Your opinions lose value because people just expect you to nag all the time. But if you're the one who keeps on suggesting fixes to the problems as well, then you become an asset for the company that they can't let go of very easily. For example, instead of saying, "Oh, this process sucks, it's too slow," try saying, "I found a tool that can cut the reporting time by 30%. Should we try it?" Suddenly, people will start looking up to you. Pro tip: try bringing at least one suggestion with every problem you propose, because even if it's small, it actually shifts how people perceive you, and it will benefit you a lot in the longer run. Rule number 6: keep your emails professional. No emotion, no passive aggression. See, emails are your permanent record in corporate, because whatever you write today can be a screenshot and shown in a meeting tomorrow and can also be used against you. And even a single emotional or sarcastic line included in your email can damage your reputation far beyond your actual intention. For example, writing, as I already told you, might feel satisfying, but it comes off as passive aggressive. Instead, try this. Just resharing for clarity, attaching the file again. See, tone matters. Rule number 7: never overshare. The office is not your diary. Now you think you have made a best friend or like a bestie at work. Congratulations, until your personal information becomes the office gossip. Always remember, I've been saying it since forever and I'll say it again. Your workplace friendships are far different from your real friendships. See, oversharing always makes you vulnerable, and that's not good for you if you want to stay at a place for the longer run. And that one colleague you confided in about job hunting, next week, accidentally your manager also gets to know about it. It's not really a coincidence. So always try keeping your conversations extremely light, maybe about food, movies, travel, what are your hobbies, weekend plans. Trust people. I'm not saying that you don't have to trust people at all, but just verify them before you put in your trust. And now we come to the last rule. Rule number 8: always be ready to prove your worth. See, in corporate, you are only as good as your last project, and your past achievements can't carry you forward forever. And if you want any sort of promotions, raises, or any kind of recognition, then trust me, you need to constantly give your proof of impact. Because if you don't document it and highlight correctly and present them at the right time, then you won't be noticed when promotions are discussed in the meetings. And if you don't share it, it didn't happen. Simple as that. So what you can do instead? Keep a wins folder. You can include any sort of appreciation mail, any number, any achievement, any wins, any sort of result, impact, everything compiled in that one folder. Quantify your work. Use numbers like time saved, revenue earned, errors reduced, any sort of percentages that will create more impact rather than just vague descriptions. And most importantly, be vocal about your work and your wins, because if you don't, no one will. And that's it, we come to the end of this video. Now, these rules aren't written in any sort of HR manuals or your offer letters or even the job descriptions, but trust me, they are actually the real corporate syllabus that you need to prepare for. Master them and you will quietly leapfrog others, because this game isn't just about hard work, it's about playing by the rules that no one will tell you. So if you guys like this video, if you guys found this video helpful, useful, or learned something new from it, then don't forget to put a thumbs up on it. Also, let me know in the comments what were your feedback regarding the videos, and if you want me to create more such videos. Also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I know it's just a number, but that number really tells me that the content I'm coming up for all you people, you are liking it, you want me to come up with more such content, and that just motivates me to work even harder and even more creative for you. Also, keep sharing this video with your friends, your peers, your fellow colleagues, or just freshers who are waiting to enter the corporate world, so that these videos can actually tell them the reality which they need to prepare for and that no one will tell them. Till then, keep following along my content on my Instagram, and also keep subscribing and keep watching my content on my YouTube. Until my next video, keep sharing, keep subscribing, keep growing, keep learning. Bye.